مصاحبه سیمای آزادی با آربانازارا، برنده جایزه بین المللی زنان شجاع وزارت خارجه آمریکا 2015.
بینندگان عزیز سیمای آزادی، سلام میکنم به همه شما. گفتگویی داریم با خانم آربانازارا، روزنامه نگار از کوزووو. ایشون در سال 2015 جایزه بین المللی زنان شجاع رو دریافت کردند و ما امروز با ایشون به گفتگو نشستیم. Thank you very much Mrs. Zara for being with us and for this interview. First of all, I would like you please to introduce yourself to our viewers in Iran and the Iranians abroad.
So I'm Arbanazara. I'm Albanian from Kosovo. I've been doing journalism for over 20 years now. And I live in exile in the United States for 7 years now. I am focused on human rights and what is happening in Middle East. And I've covered closely what happened in Iran in the past few years. But of course, knowing historically since the 79 revolution in Iran. So yeah, I cover Middle East mostly.
What is your knowledge and what do you think about what the Iranian women have been doing to oppose the regime, to gain their freedom and to get to a democratic state?
We have witnessed the extraordinary courage of women, and we have seen of the movement that they've been started from young women. But for the Western audience, they have to know that it didn't start just recently. It's on their roots. So for how many decades they've been fighting for freedom. Their mothers, their grandmothers, they've been persecuted. They've been through a lot. So now we have seen this younger generation. For Western audience, it might be new, but it's not new for them who know the history and what happened after the 79 revolution. During the 80s, the massacres that happened, the killings and the prisons. So it's still continuing. Only during 2024, over 900 men and women were executed in Iran. And unfortunately, we cover, Western media cover in general what is happening, but the audience doesn't have the information of women suffering and paying the price for the freedom, and they are in front line fighting for this right.
Now, more broadly speaking, you know the situation of human rights in Iran and also the women's rights. You talked about it just before. What do you think the international community should do about the human rights violations in Iran, and especially that what is happening against Iranian women?
Is it enough only solidarity? It's not. We need action. Who is going to take action? In order to have action, we need to raise awareness and pressure. And we have seen during the movement in Iran, when we've seen young women standing, we saw so many protests organized in the Western countries. So there was a reaction after they've seen what happened. So we need to share the stories. They need to know what is happening in order for organization, world leaders to take action and not fear the Iran threat. So there are ways that UN organization, others, media to have focus, but by sharing, starting by sharing the stories or the atrocities that are happening in Iran, because we need concrete action. As I said, we can organize conferences, we can write reports, publish reports, but then what? Every year repeating the same things. We need concrete actions from Western authorities and international bodies.
What do you expect from them, from the Western governments?
I think that they are aware of the threat of the Iranian regime, and they are aware of what is happening with human rights within. Hopefully we're going to have them on the same page when it comes with, when they have to take this decision, they have to keep in mind the human rights have to be on their top agenda.
What message would you like, to send, to share with the Iranian women, especially the young girls in Iran who you talked about them? What message would you like to share with them if you were to talk to them?
They have to know that they are not alone. They have to know that what they have shown to us, they gave to all of us the courage. What they are doing in Iran, their voice is being spread to other parts of the world when women are facing the same issues. We cannot fail their voice. We have to have their voice being heard, because they are affecting also other women across the world. So they are not alone. They have to know that they have our support, and they are people, there are organizations out there that are speaking up for their voice.
We thank you very much for this interview and for being with us.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.